8 fighters. 2 teams of 4. I think, gentlemen, you know how this goes. Here it is. WarGames!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, DC Wrestling, back at it once again. Back out with another video on this Monday night. And welcome to my WWE NXT Takeover WarGames predictions. NXT Takeover WarGames will take place this up-and-coming Sunday night, December 6, 2020. I believe it will be held at the Capitol Wrestling Center. And if it's not taking place there, then I believe it will be taking place at the Performance Center, which is weird because I don't know how they're going to get the 2 rings in the Performance Center, but you know, they'll find a way. Anyways, first things first, I love WarGames. First off, WarGames is one of my favorite gimmick matches ever, and I remember when NXT, you know, when they first brought it back in 2017, I was very excited because I always loved WarGames. I just loved it, the feeling of WarGames, and I love it every single year when as you just saw in the beginning, William Regal saying WarGames, you know, it's just, it has that feel to it. So I love WarGames. But anyways, I don't want to waste any time. Let's get into it. There's 4 matches taking place on the card. I believe there is a 5th match that may be taking place on the card, and I will mention that as of right now. It might not happen, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, it does. But I believe the 5th match that will be taking place on this show is Tommaso Ciampa versus, who's the guy's name? Oh, Timothy Thatcher. Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. But yeah, so Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. I know they've been going at it for these past, 2 weeks. They could face it WarGames. They might not. They might just face each other on NXT TV. Who knows? But if it does happen on WarGames, my prediction is Tommaso Ciampa defeats Timothy Thatcher. And that's going to be a good match because Timothy Thatcher, you know, he's pretty decent in the ring. Ciampa, we all know that he's really good in the ring. Tommaso Ciampa actually being one of my favorite NXT champions in the NXT Takeover, NXT's history. But, you know, Ciampa, you know, just really well. Timothy, really good, you know, really decent. I think this could really be a great match, and I think Tommaso Ciampa could pick up the win. And, you know, even though Tommaso might pick up the win, I think this match could still put Timothy Thatcher over as that, you know, that tough guy, you know what I mean? Like the guy that you just don't want to mess with, you know what I mean? So that's who I believe will win that match. All right, so the next match I'm going to take place is a strap match between Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes, dude, he's kind of like the Heath Slater of NXT, you know, like Cameron Grimes, it's crazy because he could put on those great matches. He can have those really great matches, but like with Cameron Grimes, he's more of that like watching him on NXT, especially with the feud with Dexter Lumis. Cameron Grimes has been looked at as this like comic relief. You know what I mean? Like that match that they had on Halloween Havoc was Cameron Grimes, and it was, you know, it was like a funny comedic segment, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy how Cameron Grimes can put on those great matches, but then when they, you know, with the comedic stuff, you know, sometimes you can't take him seriously. Who knows? Dexter Lumis, we all know how he is. We all know how he plays by the rules. Dexter Lumis is obviously winning this match. He's going to beat the absolute craziness out of Cameron Grimes in this match, and there's going to be a great way to build Dexter Lumis up. You know, get an easy win, an easy W, as I would call it, over Cameron Grimes. Now, moving on to the only championship match that will be taking place on the show. triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship as Leon Ruff defends his championship. And by the way, shout out to Leon Ruff. If you haven't already know, he is engaged. He is getting married. So congrats to Leon Ruff winning it big. First, the NXT North American Championship, and to the love of his life. So shout to Leon Ruff. But anyways, Leon Ruff will be defending it against Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest. Obviously, Damian Priest helping Leon Ruff winning it, but Leon Ruff wants to prove that he is that dominant champion, that he is a fighting champion, that Rocky Balboa mentality. And I love when NXT is actually doing with Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff, having him, both face Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest instead of just facing Johnny and potentially winning by Damian Priest getting involved. It helps Leon Ruff, actually. It helps Leon Ruff, like I said, with that Rocky Balboa mentality, like, hey, I'm not some jobber, okay? I'm something. I am a something. I am a somebody. And I'm going to prove it because I'm going to beat two big guys. Well, I can't really call Johnny a big guy because he's cruiserweight, but you get what I'm saying here. I'm going to beat these two men, and I'm going to retain my North American Championship. This is going to be a really great triple threat match for the North American title. I want Leon Ruff to win it. To retain, but at the same time, I want Damian Priest to win it because, Damian Priest was so good. He's so damn good. But I'm going to say Leon Ruff. Damian Priest, he could potentially move over to the NXT title, maybe. Who knows? Johnny Gargano, said this a million times. I don't even know why he's still in NXT. They got to move him up to the main roster. I'm sorry, people. And I know people are going to be like, but he's going to get buried. He's going to get buried. Vince is going to bury him. And he's going to be jobbing on main event. Guys, you gotta give Johnny Gargano something new here. This Johnny's time in NXT has went through, okay? He had his moment, all right? The babyface, winning the NXT championship, taking it to his hometown. He had his moment. What else can Johnny Gargano do? He's a triple crown NXT champion. What else? Tell me, someone please in the comment section, tell me, what else does Johnny Gargano need to do in NXT? Does he need to have another feud with Tommaso Ciampa? Seriously, what does Gargano need to do? What does he need to do in NXT? So, someone explain to me in the comment section, what else does Gargano have left to prove in NXT? Because he's got to do something new. I understand, but I don't want to waste any more time here. All right, we got the WarGames match. We're going to start with the woman. We got Team Shotzi Blackheart. Oh my God, I'm getting everyone's name wrong here. Shotzi's Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley to be announced, which we kind of already know it's Io Shirai. Come on, it's Io Shirai. So I'll just put and Io Shirai versus Team Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. I didn't say this. I didn't ever really give my overall thoughts on Toni Storm turning heel. She turned heel last week. Really great heel turn. Came out of absolute nowhere. I really love how they did that with Toni Storm. I'm shocked to see Toni Storm as a heel because and not only that, but I'm actually looking forward to see what she does as a heel because I think this is the really first time that I've seen her as a heel. But at the same time, this is good because you build Toni Storm up, as that potential taking the championship off Io. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that Team Candice should win here. Have Toni Storm pin Io Shirai, and Toni Storm could be like, hey, I pinned you at WarGames. Let me get the shot at the title. And Toni Storm and Io have history dating back, way before WWE. And then we saw that they had a match in the finals of the Mae Young Classic at Evolution. Toni beat her. Toni's like, you beating everyone on this roster. Like, I could see the story behind this. Toni could be like, you beating every single person on this roster, but you haven't beat one person, and that's me. If you can beat me, then you solidify yourself at the top of the NXT women's brand. Perfect, good story heading into. I could see them going into that story in the next takeover. So I got Team LeRae winning this one. So the Undisputed Era. Well, the main event, I believe, will be for the next WarGames match. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish versus the Kings of NXT, Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan. Like I said, this is going to be another great match. I think this is going to be a great match. I'm actually looking forward to see what Pat McAfee does in this match, because he had his match at Adam Cole at the last Takeover, which we all knew that Pat McAfee shocked the hell out of everyone. He shocked me because I didn't think he could put on that type of match, but he did. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to exactly do in the WarGames match. I thought that, maybe if Ridge Holland didn't get injured, I could see him, probably replacing Pat McAfee and being more of that, Pat McAfee being that, mouthpiece, because we all know Pat McAfee can cut good promos. But Undisputed Era is winning this one. Obviously, Undisputed Era, they need to win this one, man, because, they have lost since the first WarGames match. Sorry, that was my mom in the background. That was the first, since the first WarGames match, the Undisputed Era has lost every single match, and I'm like, damn, they have not. Maybe because it's Roderick Strong. Think about it, y'all, because in the first WarGames, that NXT brought, it was Sanity versus, I don't want to dwell too long on this, but it was Sanity versus the Undisputed Era, which had Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. And then you had the Authors of Pain, which was the Authors of Pain, and Roderick Strong. Undisputed Era won that match, but the next WarGames that they had, which had Roderick with them, they would lose. Hell, I think they were even on the receiving end. Adam Cole taking a pinfall and everything. So maybe Roderick shouldn't be a part of the WarGames match. No, but in all seriousness, no. Kings of NXT, man, they need to get kicked off the throne. Undisputed Era needs to win this one, and I'm actually looking forward to see what the Undisputed Era does next. Who knows? Kyle O'Reilly could turn heel, or Adam could, turn heel. I'm really looking forward to seeing this Undisputed Era babyface, because, they've been heels for 3 years now, so it's like. And that's another thing with Undisputed Era, despite them, turning on each other, what else can they do? What else they've won all the championships. What else can they do? So, it's going to be a great event, y'all. I can't wait to watch this event, man. It's going to be a really good Takeover. Well, Takeover always delivers. So I'm really looking forward to this pay-per-view. If you haven't seen my last video, which was my thoughts on the Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul video, go check that out. But if you haven't seen my AEW Winter is Coming predictions, go check that out. Thanks for everybody about the AEW Winter is Coming. Thank you for watching it. You guys were, subscribing and liking. I got some comments, which I don't usually get a lot, so I'm really blessed and grateful for that, and grateful for the new subscribers and everything. Thank you to guys, man, for showing support. And if you haven't already, you know what to do. Click that subscribe bell. Well, click subscribe to the channel. Show the kids some love. But thank you guys, once again for listening to the NXT Takeover WarGames predictions, and I will see you soon. So, yeah.